I'll do, people of YouTube. I don't know if this is straight. Let's readjust. That's not good. Anyway, how are we all doing? So yeah, it's been a couple of days since Black Country Gaming Fair 2023 Part 2. That's a mouthful, isn't it? But yeah, it was a fantastic day. Met quite a lot of people. I'm not going to do a roll call because I'm just bloody rubbish at all that, but I'm sure everyone will be doing a video because it was such a great day. Everyone needs to know about it, and hence why I'm going to do a video specifically on it, I suppose. I've been selling there for the last two events, the first one and now subsequently the second one. Pocky's just getting frustrated. She's like, come and sit with me on the new sofa. But it's, as a seller, I've absolutely loved it, and I think that's where it changed, where things are different on this event. As a seller, it's not going to fleece you. It really isn't, and because of that, we can reduce our prices, and everyone's happy at this event. Yeah, so the tables, basically, one table will cost you the same as selling 5 items on eBay, with the postage and everything like that. 5 or 6, whatever, give or take. Do you know what I mean? So if you sell 6 items, you're making your money back. So it's unlike the other bigger named ones. Like, it actually, you have to sell quite a lot to actually start making any kind of money at them events. So if you come here, it's because of the low table cost. It's more geared towards someone like myself who is selling from their own collection and want to make a bit of money. Also, it's not just people like that. There is a few other bigger stalls that have got like quite a range of stock. People like Tootie who've been doing it for years. Obviously, Dainster 83 and Aunt Harper, their stalls are there. They're the guys that run it, and they are doing an absolutely sterling job. I've got to say, it has fast become, I think quite a lot of people have said it is their favourite event. So this one, this is the part 2. Part 1 was absolutely phenomenal. I made like quite a lot of money on that one, I've got to say. It really helped be the catalyst of me able to move out, to be honest. And yeah, this one, not quite as good. Not too sure what's happened really. It was advertised quite heavily, a lot, just the same as it was before, if not more. However, it wasn't quite as busy as it was the first time. It might have been for a factor of a few things. If you're watching this, it would be great to hear some kind of like feedback, because ultimately I'd love to see this succeed as something different than what like the bigger named ones are. It just had a more relaxed feel. It just felt like you could just go there, have a day and chill out. I think there's been talks as well going forward, if it is successful, a bit more successful. I think a few of us are going to get together and maybe make a second room, almost expo style. So basically, once you've gone around buying your stuff, you can still chill there and like play video games and stuff like that. Just have a bit of a good time. But like, yeah, it's something that you don't see anywhere else. You pay for your early birds, and then it's free after 11 o'clock to get in. No other game fair is like that. It's just money. Them game fairs must make hand over fist, whereas Dainster and Ant have just been very modest and want to get something like community based, king of the community after all. Fantastic day. I can't wait to see this thrive. I really can't. Is it that Dainster needs to do it once a year or twice a year? I don't know, but I think talks are definitely ahead about setting up a second one beginning of the next year, 2024. So looking forward to that. But yeah, I didn't do fantastic. I didn't hit my target. But like I say, because of the tables costing so little, I didn't feel like I went away with nothing, if you know what I mean. I was halfway to my target, which was the lowest target I've ever had as well. Yeah, it is what it is. Like I say, I didn't feel bad, and I think every seller that I spoke to, pretty much the same. but they still was still determined to come to the next one. So that just shows you the sign of a good event, really. So yeah, while I was there, I did some pickups. Of course I did. Of course I did. I'm absolutely skinned, especially because I didn't hit my target. But I've got a problem. So yeah, we'll start from the back, shall we? So the last thing I picked up was on Goodwin's stall, which again, like, he had this massive array of Game Boy games, all set out at decent, like, below eBay prices. Yet not many sold. And we was talking about that, being quite surprised because there were some quite good heavy hitters for good prices there. And yeah, this still was on his table at the end. So I decided to get the cheapest one I could find to help him out, to relieve his stock. And I bought Crash Dummies. Now it's funny because, like, well, he bought something from my table previously, and I gave him a discount, and he was like, try not to. And then I bought this off his table, and I gave him the money, and he was like, no, you gave me a discount. And it's like, no, don't worry about it. Yeah, it's funny because, like, I think, again, at this event, we all seem to, like, give people discount, even if we don't know them and stuff like that. It's just like, if you buy a few things, it's like, here you go, knock a couple of quid off, why not? So yeah, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm just too soft. But anyway, bought Crash Test Dummies. I think this is the same as the NES version, which is a really hard platformer. I'm not going to do any video on this, but yeah, believe me when I say it's a platformer, even though it might not be. So anyway, cheers for that, Goodwin. That was a fantastic price. So add to my loose Game Boy collection, because that's what I'm collecting now, loose. So I actually can't remember if I showed this on a previous pickup or not. I really can't. But when I was moving, I got this like months and months ago. So this was actually not from the game fair. But yeah, Dylan was asking to test a CD drive, PC Engine CD drive. So clue is what is coming up. And he asked me if I've got any games spare, and this was like literally to hand. So I passed this to him. I think it was when he just came over to play some games one day, and gave this to him, and he tested his drive, and it worked. And it's Hawk 123. Yes, such a crap cover, I've got to say. Yeah, it's doesn't look like much, but yeah, it's basically a side-scrolling shmup. If I remember, I can't remember. It's been such a long time since I've really looked into this. But yeah, I'm kind of going for the shooter set for the PC Engine. So I'm going to have to get all of them. Again, I think this might be a sequel to P47. Might be wrong. Or this might be... There might be another game on the PC Engine that's a sequel to this. I don't know. I might have to do some research in case I need to bring that up again. But yeah, that's nice. So thanks for that, Dylan. Thanks for bringing that back. It's almost like I'm cheating here, isn't it? So also, I picked this up from my stall. This was on my stall, and I decided to pick this up. Yeah, for my own stock. So no wonder I couldn't sell anything. It was funny because I did send a photo of my PS1 stuff to one of my mates, Chi, who came over, and he came up to my table straight away, and I'd already put this to one side when I opened it up, and he was like, "Where's your Lundra? Have you sold it?" And I was like, "Kind of." I sold it to myself because he wanted to buy it, and I was like, "Oh, I don't know what to do." But yeah, decided to keep this. So I bought this for myself. Yeah, really pleased. It only has the manual. I believe there is a second. Is there a map or something maybe that you could get if you was to get the full fat version? But yeah, reason why I kept this to myself as well, I forgot to mention as well. This was one of the last retro games that I heard John Retro Kit talking about playing. I can't remember if he completed it or not. That's the only problem. I'd love to be able to chat to him about it, and I kept meaning to play it. But never got around to it, so that's why I thought, do you know what, I've made the money I need really. It's only to pay Craig off. Say only, got bloody loads to spend. Craig's got all my money for the next 2 or 3 years, so so I've got to sell big next time. Everything's going on eBay. But yeah, anyway, Alundra, can't wait to play this. Basically, it's a better version of Zelda action RPG. So yeah, looking forward to that in honour of John Retro Kit. Next up, so as I was trying not to buy any more games again at the end of the fair, I went up to Darren McGowan. Is it Darren McGowan? I'm sorry if I've just ruined your last name. But yeah, I went up to his stall. He was selling all his PS2 and PS3, a lot of PlayStation basically. And Planet Retro was there. Big Game Al himself. And he was like, Eddie, you need this. And then he just palmed me this and went, you owe Darren X amount of money. And I was like, do I? Okay. And it's Lightning Returns Final Fantasy 13. So I actually do need this. And I was kind of hoping to get the Steelbook version. So that is awesome to get. Look at that. It's so good. So I've beat the first game in the series, Final Fantasy 13. I actually played Final Fantasy 13 2 first ages ago, but never beat it. So I need to get around to beating Final Fantasy 13 2, and then I can play this game. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing it because I really enjoyed Final Fantasy 13. It was a good game. Very linear. Wasn't a good Final Fantasy game, that is definitely for sure. But it was a good game. Very action RPG. Well, more action than RPG. But yeah, good. Can't wait. Can't wait to play that game. Next up, right at the start of the right at the start of the event, before everyone opened up, I sniped a load of dusty old paper. So yeah, I've kind of, because I'm not actually looking for much, I really am not. It's basically just shooters for Super Famicom, Mega Drive and PC Engine. That's all I'm looking for really. And then just a few side things. So I think when you get to that point, you're like, what else am I going to collect? And it's magazines. So I've already got a handful of these anyway. And when I saw Mark on Sega Mags, he had a load of Super Plays that I haven't got. So I picked up Super Play 21. And yeah, it's been great just flicking through these. I absolutely love this. Is probably my favourite magazine, hands down. And I think it is a lot of other people's because they are getting quite expensive now. But yeah, what I liked about this is it didn't just review what was around there and then. It was like it was looking into Japan, and it felt sort of like a bit magical, like it was our view across the water sort of thing. And yeah, they would also talk about like anime and stuff like that. But I've loved going through these and like looking at the charts and stuff like that. And they have like import charts as well, like so cool. Yeah, I love seeing it. So Japanese charts, Final Fantasy 6 was at the top of charts at this point. In the UK, our most imported game was Star Trek on the Super Nintendo, then Super Metroid. The fact that Super Metroid isn't in the top 10 at the moment, I would suggest that it hadn't come out at that point. But yeah, NBA Jam got knocked off the top spot by Rock and Roll Racing. Yeah, I probably was one of the people that helped do that, I've got to say. But yeah, fantastic magazine. So we've got Super Play 21, number 20, which has got Metroid. So obviously that was the one before that. So maybe it hadn't just about to get released. Number 29, which is a later release one. This is a really good condition, that one. And this one's in the best condition because it's never been opened. It's sealed! Number 19, Fatal Fury 2. So yeah, I will actually open this up and read it. I'm not going to be keeping this sealed. But I'm still reading through them ones first. So yeah, Matt, I don't know how he makes any money, I've got to say, Mark Jow at Sega Mags. So it's like he's the only person I now never haggle with because he sells them for stupidly cheap, like half the price on eBay. And he's there day after day selling it, well, event after event selling his wares. So thanks for that, mate. Really appreciated. But yeah, that's not it. I've also got a Mega Drive game, an import, of course. I'm now recollecting all my collection again, but in Japanese. And obviously shooters. And next up we have got this absolutely beautiful cased Steel Empire. He was like, someone was like, how do you know what it says? And I was like, how do you know what it's called? And I was like, look, it says Steel Empire. But it actually does say it in English down there. So, but yeah, this is absolutely fantastic. I mean, I just love the artwork of this. The gameplay itself isn't too bad as well. It's not a top tier one, but it is like, I don't know, there's something about it that's special. You fly to the right, and then there's levels that you fly to the left. And yeah, the visuals on it are pretty stunning. So you've got like two ships. One of them, I didn't need to do research. Yeah, I've not played this for about a year or so. Basically, you have like one that's a bit faster, a bit more nimble, but then you've got the blimp, which is the one that I kind of use because I think you can take it a few extra shots or something. But yeah, it makes it a bit easier really to play as the blimp. But being the blimp, you're a bit bigger, so it's easier to get shots. Hence why you can take more shots. But yeah, cool game, really cool game. Really pleased to get this back in the collection as a Japanese copy. So we will put that there. So next up, the night before we did a stream talking about what was it called, Fire Shark. And in the stream we were talking about like shooters that are sort of like doable for beginners and stuff like that. What a great shooter for beginners, and I said Gradius, and I think Dylan probably agreed with me because it's I find it's the best balanced game that you can find in any shooter. I honestly do. It's hard, but it's hard where it makes it easy to learn, if that makes sense. Once you learn it, it's not too bad, but it's still pretty hard, and I absolutely love it. And I said every version of it is good, and then I think what was it, Sean Retro Games Revived? He said, "What about the C64 version, Nemesis?" And I was like, "No, that one's shit." But I've never played it, so I actually don't really know. So later that night, I looked on eBay and I was looking at a C64 that had been modded to run a Raspberry Pi or something, but Darren McGowan had the C64 Maxi, I think people commonly call this as because it's got a working keyboard. I did see the Mini, and it just didn't really do it for me, even though it's like a bit of a smaller console, because it is pretty much a console. I thought this one would be actually better for myself. Yeah, and Darren did me a cracking price. He really did. He had a good price on it anyway, and he went, "You can have it for this," which was less. And I was like, "Sign me up." But yeah, what's good about this? This actually has a 16 gig hard drive, which I believe is fully loaded. I mean, that must be a whole house worth of dusty old tapes, and that's what's good about it. It's that I don't have to have any of the tapes possibly making my house dustier than it already is. So this is a win-win situation to get this. So thanks again, Darren. This is going to be good. You can play VIC-20 games, which I believe the case is actually a VIC-20 case, because I believe it's a bit bigger than the C6. I watched a review about it, and basically this is, if you're going to get one, get this, because the emulation's a bit more on point, a bit faster and everything like that. But what lets the micro down is supposedly the emulation has a problem with the sound or something, where the sound is a bit delayed to the video lag. So the video lags anyway because of an emulator, but the sound lags about 3 or 4 times more than what this does. So this is the optimum way, and in fact I think they did a test with a MacBook Pro emulator, and this beat that as well. This beat the MacBook Pro, which is obviously a much more powerful system. So yeah, pretty cool to have. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing Gradius on here, and if any of you old farts know of any good shooters on the C64, let me know please, because it's untouched territory. I do enjoy watching a lot of people's videos, and I know a lot of people have talked about good shooters, but because I don't really have that nostalgia for it, I don't really know other than obviously the arcade ports. So yeah, rather than me watch everyone's videos again, hours and hours and hours researching it, it'd be great if someone let me know some good games to play on air. So anyway, thanks for watching. That was Marathon Gamer in the background, doing a tour of the event last time. I think it was. I'm not too sure if it might be this time. I don't know. I don't know how fast he is. But yeah, go sub to him. I'll put a link down below if I can remember. And thanks for watching. Cheers.